Okay, here we are for the week ahead, August 5th through August 11th. Um, yeah, I guess last week was quite a week. I predicted a whole new paradigm change with the new moon and Mercury going direct, and I think there was something going on with Uranus as well. But yeah, I got a lot of feedback on that. Yeah, like a new shift happened. New roles are taking place right now, which is great because we're about to change up some more. Um, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on with Jupiter. Jupiter goes stations direct now this week, so we're going to discuss that. And then Uranus goes retrograde, so that's another something that we're going to discuss. And I took a couple notes so I can stay on track. But before we move ahead, I want to make sure I announce that I have a few announcements. Well, one is yeah, I'm teaching the masterclass, the Sidereal Astrology masterclass, and that's going to happen sometime in September. I'm doing like a soft reach out to everyone, and I've been getting some feedback, and we do have quite a lot of people interested, and they're on the list. But the dates are going to be, sort of like towards the end of September. Sidereal Master Course, where we're going to learn true Sidereal Astrology. We're going to dive deep into, the whole ancient cosmology, astrotheology. We're going to learn about stargazing, so you can figure out your way around the sky, so you can see how things do match the sidereal astrology charts that we're learning. You're going to learn about astronomy, so you can kind of get a little bit of a scientific background. And we're going to kind of just merge science, mythology and astrology, and we're going to kind of bring back that ancient science, our first science of astrology. Right, sidereal astrology was the first science that we had of healing art, self-realization. That's where we look to. So we're bringing that back in this master course. So that's happening. So show some interest, and we're gonna announce a date. I'm gonna announce a date. All right. So you just siderealastrologist.com. Go on that. Facebook group is Sidereal Revolution. You can get on that. You'll see some stuff going on there. And then subscribe to this YouTube channel if you're watching this on YouTube. And click the notification bell so you'll get a little notification when I launch a new video. Alright, so that's the announcement. And the second announcement is my Sidereal Astrology rant, which everyone is probably used to, but if you're new to the channel, you're not used to. But by the time you watch 2 or 3 videos, you're gonna be like, "Oh, dude, really?" Yeah. So, so Sidereal Astrology, which is what I practice, is astrology that aligns with the constellations in the sky. Because the mainstream astrology, which is tropical astrology that everyone follows, doesn't align with the constellations in the sky, and a lot of astrologers don't know this. Or when they do know this, they keep it away from their clients, or they don't reveal it, and they still use words like, your destiny is written in the stars, and all this stuff from the stars, and everything like that. But the truth is, when you're practicing tropical astrology, it has nothing to do with the stars, like absolutely zero, because it's not connected to the stars. It's connected to the planets and the seasons and the movements within the season and the time. All right, so that's true. So you can fact check that if you think I'm crazy. You just fact check it, sidereal astrology versus tropical astrology, and you're going to see it for yourself. All right, so that's my sidereal rant. So now we're going to move on to the week ahead transits, which I took some notes. I call this one Jupiter Comes Back Home, because Jupiter stations direct on August 11th. But what we're going to do, we're going to go through the dates like I normally do. This just Neptune and the nodes, we've been going over that. So I'm not going to get into that. But just a real briefing is, it's just basically the dreams of the future and the visions and dreams of the past kind of are just like on the surface. That's kind of what that's showing. So a lot of us might be having, like nostalgia of the past, but then also how does that come into the future, these dreams, because we are rebuilding. We're having this new paradigm rebuilding. So this is kind of what's the bigger picture. But right here we see Jupiter trines, Sun trines Jupiter, which is starts on the 6th, ends on the 8th, and then Venus trines on Jupiter, 7th through the 9th, goes exact on the 8th, and then we see that the Sun is conjunct Venus. So that's that Venus-Sun conjunction, which is part of that whole descent of Inanna, where we don't see Venus for a while. So we say Venus is in the underworld, going through the trials of the 7 gates, which is basically she's really with the Sun, receiving that, like, solar god energy. Because there's some Venus stuff that's going on too that we're going to see, where she's just receiving and nurturing energy, because she's going to also have some time with Saturn again. So we're going to see that later on in the weeks. But yeah, so what's going on here is Jupiter. What I wrote was Jupiter before, in the past videos, if you remember, was in the galactic center, which was the place of the shaman kings. And Jupiter is a king planet, a royal planet, the king of the planets. And Jupiter was mixing up this elixir that I was always saying in the galactic center. It's a brew that we take in. And now when Jupiter went retrograde looks, if you look at the symbol of retrograde, it's RX. It looks like a prescription symbol. So I always say when a planet is in retrograde, it's taking the elixir of the planet internally. It's like an internal, the planetary influences are felt internally, by taking them in. So Jupiter's elixir was taken in while, being tasted and everything, while it was in the sign of Scorpio, which Scorpio is related to the 8th house, which is also related to the Phoenix Rising, which is about death and resurrection. So full death before full resurrection can take place. So this is what Scorpio is. So Scorpio is like a no joke kind of, like, drink it and have a shaman's death. So this is what I related this to, was the shaman's death. Because if you have experience with plant medicines, we've had this experience where we have this kind of shamanic ego death, where we just feel like we're dying, and everything that we're connected to or everything that we're attached to, we basically realize that it's all ego and it's all material and it's not reality, and that's the reality, of the realization of the reality is not reality, and your mind kind of can go crazy, and then you just, like, boom, let it all go. And then you have a new reset, the new paradigm reset, which is what's happening right now. So this is what I relate Jupiter retrograde in Scorpio. That's what was going on. We were just having this, like, deep shedding of ego, the shaman's death. Alright, so then now what I saw was, like, after you have this, like, this shedding, this shamanic death ritual, the shedding, then we see this Uranus goes into retrograde. So what I saw this was Uranus was the Jupiter was, like, clearing out the vessel, right? And then Uranus now is going to be making room. So now that we have made room, shed the egos, shed the attachments that are not serving anymore, now Uranus comes in. And what I'm seeing here, Uranus retrograde in Aries is an internal like renewal, which is really good, because this is like clearing out the old and then bringing in the new. So this is an internal radical renewal with Uranus in Aries retrograde. So I'm excited about this for sure. So this kicks in stations retrograde on the 10th and goes exact on the 11th, and then that's going to go on for a while, because Uranus is an outer planet. It takes a while. Let me just see if I have anything written down. Yeah, I think that's it for this week. It looks like it was like that whole Jupiter week. That was what was going on, and then the Uranus retrograde. So it's going to be some exciting changes, renewals, kind of new life paths are going to be kind of just taking place. And it looks like from the videos that I did, like, there's going to be action, more like action oriented, which is exciting. All right, so that's it for this week. Next week's video is going to be the full moon as well, so we're going to go over that. All right, so again, the master class is happening, or the master course, and it's going to be diving deep into Sidereal Astrology and the roots of astrology, digging into ancient cosmology, astrotheology, like all this great astrology and exploring the first science, which is astrology. All right, so we're gonna go into that. So just reach out to me on all my forms of communication, and sometime I'm gonna announce a real date and have a whole sign up form and an application, because I'm taking applications because it's a serious study, and I'm just not gonna receive anybody who comes my way. I want to make sure you're ready for this. All right, so that's it, guys. I'll catch you on the next video. Thanks. Bye.